This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm continuing with pancreatic neoplasms. Last time we completed chronic pancreatitis. This brief introduction regarding pancreas anatomy. Weight between 75 to 125 grams, measures 10 to 20 centimeters. Retroperitoneal organ, just anterior to the L1 vertebrae, divided into 4 parts: head, neck, body, and tail. These are anatomic relations. Arterial supply. Multiple arcades in the head and body of the pancreas provided a rich of blood supply. One of the branch from the celiac artery, another branch from the superior mesenteric artery. Head of the pancreas cannot be resected without devascularizing the duodenum unless a rim of pancreas containing the pancreaticoduodenal arcade is preserved. This is the pancreaticoduodenal arcade, duodenum. Venous drainage follows the arterial pattern. Veins usually superficial to the arteries. This is the venous drainage. Portal vein, superior mesenteric vein. Here it forms the portal vein. Below the neck, right gastroepiploic, middle colic vein, anterior and posterior pancreaticoduodenal veins, splenic vein. Lymphatic drainage from the pancreas is diffuse and widespread, which explains the high incidence of lymph node metastasis and local recurrence of the pancreatic malignancies. Pancreatic lymphatics also communicate with the lymph nodes in the transverse mesocolon and mesentery of the proximal jejunum. Tumors of the body and tail of the pancreas are often unresectable because they metastasize to the lymph nodes. Most of the times, unresectability of the body and tail of the tumors due to early lymphatic spread due to presence of rich lymphatic nodes and lymphatic supply drainage. Innervations. Pancreas has rich supply of afferent sensory fibers. These are all important because palliative management, which includes cilia plexus blockade, to reduce the pain. The travel superiorly to the cilia ganglia. Interruption of these somatic fibers with a celiac plexus block can interfere with transmission of pancreatic pain. In classification, types of pancreatic neoplasms. Neoplasms of exocrine pancreas. They are divided into cystic neoplasms, which account for less than 1% of the pancreatic cancers. Ductal adenocarcinoma is more than 90% of the pancreatic cancers. Neoplasms of endocrine pancreas. These are called neuroendocrine tumors of the pancreas or islet cell tumors, which are rare. Then continuing discussion of exocrine pancreas. Most common malignancy is pancreatic adenocarcinoma, is ductal adenocarcinoma. Overall, ninth most common cancer of diagnosis. Fourth position in cancer-related deaths. Men more common compared with women. Pancreatitis is also more common in males. One of the etiological factor. African Americans have a slight higher risk. Mean age at diagnosis is 72 years. Incidence is lowest in Middle East and in India, Middle East Arab countries. Risk factors, environmental factors, smoking, complications of pancreatitis, occupational exposure, diabetes, obesity, diet which contains rich in protein and fat because high stimulation of the pancreatic secretion, so more activation of the SNA. Infectious, but it is not proven. H. pylori and hepatitis B virus. Genetic causes. Important factor is alcohol, coffee, and radiation. There is no risk, but it is doubtful. Hereditary risk factors that are associated with pancreatic adenocarcinoma. PRSS1, familial pancreatitis, STK11, Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, CDKN2A, familial atypical mole and multiple melanoma syndrome, FAMMS, CTFR gene, cystic fibrosis, BRCA2, hereditary breast and ovarian cancers, MLH1, Lynch syndrome, Lynch type 2, APC gene, familial adenomatous polyposis, these are hereditary risk factors. Pathogenesis, most cases are sporadic. Sequential pathway has been observed in the development of pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma from pancreatic intraepithelial neoplasia, pan in situ to invasive carcinoma. Pan in means pan in situ carcinoma to invasive carcinoma. Genes identified are PDX1, useful to the development of pancreatic exocrine tissue. KRAS2, CDKN2A, P16 gene, P53, DPC4, SMAD gene. KRAS2 oncogene is activated by point mutation. Most common gene associated with pancreatic adenocarcinoma is KRAS2, 95% of pancreatic cancers. Gene mutation is the earliest event in tumor genesis. Pancreatic in situ, progressive abnormality of the ductal epithelium from columnar metaplasia to carcinoma in situ. PAN1A, presence of columnar mucin producing ductal epithelium. 1B, development of papillary architecture. Evidence of nuclear atypia, Pan Institute 2. Marked cytological atypia, complete loss of polarity. Molecular genetic progression from pan in situ or intraepithelial tumor to invasive ductal adenocarcinoma. This is the initial normal tissue, initial starting. After KRAS mutation, PAN 1A and PAN 1B papillary pattern. This is PAN 2 nuclear atypia. Compared with this, is associated with CDK and 2A gene. This is PAN in 3. So the gene association is P53 and DPC4. This is cellular atypia. Periampulary carcinoma. Adenocarcinoma of the head of the pancreas. Ampulla of water. Distal bile duct cholangiocarcinoma. Duodenum. Less commonly, Mesnar cell carcinomas are pancreatic endocrine neoplasms occur in the periampullary region of the pancreas. Ampulla where the common bile duct and pancreatic duct open together into the duodenum, second part of the duodenum. Clinical presentation. Most common presentation is jaundice due to obstruction of the bile, CBD obstruction due to stasis of the bile, jaundice. Weight loss 51%, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, pruritus due to obstructive jaundice, bile pigments which settle down in the subcutaneous tissue, causes itching and pruritus. Fever, gastrointestinal bleeding is least. Most common presentation is jaundice. Next, weight loss, and then abdominal pain. Carcinoma at the body and the tail. This is late presentation. Pain and weight loss are more common. Rare incidents. Poor prognosis. Rare tumors, most of the times poor prognosis. Signs. Palpable distended gallbladder due to CVD obstruction due to size of the bile. Curvature law. Left supraclavicular nodes, Virchow's nodes, Rozier's sign. Periumbilical lymphadenopathy. Which may be palpable systemic Joseph nodes. Peritoneal dissemination and perirectal tumor involvement may be palpable via the distal examination per rectal. These are called Blomer shelf nodes. Migratory superficial thrombophlebitis. Rozier's sign. Rozier's sign is left supraclavicular lymph nodes. Rozier's sign is migratory superficial thrombophlebitis. Investigations. LFT, hepatic function evaluation, coagulation profile, nutritional assessment, tumor markers, CA and CA99, CA99 most sensitive, most reliable tumor marker for pre-treatment evaluation and post-treatment surveillance. Imaging studies. Ultrasound abdomen, initial investigation of choice. Multi-phase, multi-detector CT. Imaging study of choice. Three-phase, non-contrast, arterial and portal venous. CT scan with 3 mm slice. Coronal and 3D reconstruction. Extension to the superior mesenteric artery. Celiac axis. Superior mesenteric vein. Portal vein complex. And contiguous structures can be determined. These are all anatomical relations with the pancreatic head and neck. Distance metastasis to the liver, peritoneum. Peritoneum might be difficult, but liver metastasis and metastasis to any other structure we can detect in CT. Chance of resectability also we can assess. Ultrasound is often initial test, initial investigation in symptomatic patients. This is used for the diagnosis, not for the staging. For staging, we go for CT and MRI. CT findings. The tumor present at the neck of the pancreas. It's almost in the body. This is tail. This shows T1 tumor which is less than 2 centimeters in size. Which is defined as being equal to or smaller than 2 centimeters in maximum diameter, confined to the pancreas. T1. T2 tumors more than 2 centimeters but less than 5 centimeters. This is also confined to the pancreas. The CT imaging. The arrow mark shows pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. This is arterial phase. T3 tumors showing at the uncinate process. T3 tumor is defined as tumor that extends beyond the pancreas but without involvement of celiac axis or superior mesenteric artery. Contrast enhanced axial CT imaging shows T3 tumor that has involved CBD, which requires stunting to drainage and extends medially beyond confines of pancreatic head. T4 tumor primary tumor that involving either superior mesenteric artery or celiac axis. Endoscopic ultrasound. This is useful for to provide tissue diagnosis, staging, this is also useful for identifying the smaller tumors less than 2 centimeters. These are all endoscopic ultrasound imaging. Pancreatic cancer, T2 more than 2 centimeters tumor. T3 involving CBD. T4 approaching the portal vein. MRI findings. The role of MRI in pancreatic cancer has been less well studied than compared with CT. It does not appear to be superior to the spiral CT. The ability of MRI to demonstrate pancreatic adenocarcinoma largely depends on the demonstration of deformity of the gland as reflected in its size, shape, contour, and signal intensity characteristics. T1 and T2 weighted images. Normal pancreas is of low signal intensity on T1 and intermediate signal intensity on T2 with a variable amount of fat in the gland of pancreas. MRCP, magnetic resonance cholangiopancreatogram. Assessment of luminal pancreaticobiliary anatomy. Useful for the cystic neoplasms of pancreas. ERCP, it is both diagnostic and therapeutic purpose. Diagnostic aspect to take the tissue biopsy. Therapeutic purpose to relieve the ductal obstruction. This is useful in both palliative and then initial treatment for the before going for exact treatment. Madam, good morning, madam. Madam, ఏం లేదు మేడం. ఓకే మేడం, ఓకే ఓకే మేడం, సరే ఓకే. Signs: abrupt blockade, pancreatic duct enhancement, double duct sign, scrambled egg appearance. These are all ERCP findings, signs. ERCP has a sensitivity of 95% and specificity of 85% of pancreatic malignancy. Most of the pancreatic carcinomas arises from the ductal epithelium and produce partial or complete obstruction. Compared with other modalities, MRI appears to be more valuable for staging the extent and spread of the pancreatic carcinoma than for the tumor detection of lesions smaller than 2 centimeters. MRI mainly useful for the staging of the pancreatic malignancy. MRCP is as sensitive as ERCP, but MRCP is non-invasive procedure. And MRCP prevents inappropriate explorations of the pancreatic and bile ducts. Coronal image of MRCP shows double duct sign because dilatation of both CBD and pancreatic duct. Medial margin of the descending duodenum, second part of the duodenum, which is pulled medially and appears like reverse 3 sign. This is known as Frostberg 3 sign. Rosthorn appearance. Endoscopic image. Duodenal invasion at the level of papillary major. The level of major papilla demonstrated by upper G endoscopy. This is the duodenal invasion. Upper GI barium studies. Barium meal, which may reveal an extensive compression of the mass on the posterior inferior aspect of the antrum of the stomach. Widened C-loop of the duodenum. This is called antral pad sign. Percutaneous transhepatic cholangiogram. PTC shows a catheter in a dilated common bile duct with an abrupt irregular stricture. This is the catheter. This is the abrupt irregular stricture at the lower end, which is indicative of pancreatic carcinoma because it obstructs the passage of dye. This is one of the invasive procedure and risky procedure. This is done under CT guided or ultrasound guided, but not done routinely because there is highly advanced non-invasive methods are developed. AJCC staging guidelines. T1 2 centimeters and limited to the pancreas. T2 is more than 2 centimeters but limited to the pancreas. T3 tumor extends beyond the pancreas but without any involvement of superior mesenteric artery or celiac plexus. T4 involves the celiac axis or superior mesenteric artery. It's an unresectable tumor. Lymph nodal staging N0, N1. N1 is regional lymph nodes. Distance metastasis. N1 is distance metastasis. Anatomic staging and prognostic groups. Stage 0, stage 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3 and 4. Following CT imaging, patients are classified into resectable, borderline resectable, or unresectable. Resectable tumors localized to the pancreas with no evidence of superior mesenteric vein or portal vein involvement and preserve fat planes. Borderline resectability. Severe unilateral or bilateral superior mesenteric vein, portal vein involvement, impingement. abatement, impingement. Less than 180-degree tumor, abatement on the superior mesenteric artery, abatement or encasement of the hepatic artery. If reconstructible, you can go for surgery. Superior mesenteric vein occlusion, it is short segment or reconstructible, we can go for surgery. Unresectable tumors, which are exhibit metastasis, including outside lymph node metastasis, outside the field of recession, ascites, vascular involvement, this is criteria for resectability status. Are divided according to the head, body, tail involvement and surrounding structure involvement. Staging laparoscopy, which is indicated in larger than 3 centimeters tumor. Significantly elevated CA 99. Uncertain findings on CT. Body and tail tumors. I am stopping here. We will continue it in the next class. That is treatment of pancreatic adenocarcinoma and then cystic neoplasms. Last topic is pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. Put your attendance in the chat box. Thank you.